Hello Gemini, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here's a very strong, very enduring Prince of Pentacles. This is the builder, right? What are we building? What are we in the mood to build? Let's find out. Let's put this into some context. You'll have to excuse my voice today. I unfortunately think I'm coming down with a bit of a cold. I've had a sore throat since I woke up this morning. But I'll be fine. We'll make it through. And we already have some very good cards. We have a lot of court cards here, incidentally. Let's see what else we've got. Some good fire energy, more court cards. All right. Let's see. Let's select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And this is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll set Mr. Ed right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. Hopefully it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. But if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comment section. Okay? I'm trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning the mystery card together as kind of an exercise in our intuition. Okay? But first, let's look over these energies. We have just the one major arcana. Interesting. Okay. That's this is kind of a spiritual commitment that you've made. I think that you are building something. And I think that you have kind of married yourself to this. It's a contract, it's a job, it's a commitment, it's an oath, it's a promise that you made, right? Something official, right? You've binded yourself to something. Because it's a single major arcana card, we will do an Jing reading in just a moment. We have our fire energy here. Some good fire energy. I like this. This is fire energy that is completing a project, is ready to start another one, and is kind of looking for something that might be more challenging, right? We see just a little bit of water energy that we're kind of not too comfortable with. We're not too familiar with it, but we need to maybe listen to our feelings a little bit more, just as we're kind of listening to our intellect a little bit more, right? And I think this is something that is really starting to influence you, your thinking and your feeling, right? It seems we're a little bit better at thinking than we are feeling at the moment, and that's okay. We have some air energy also with these court cards and with the two, and I think this is a really interesting configuration here. If we turn these cards this way, right, put them on their sides, it kind of looks like we have an arrow, right, pointing the way forward. And the way forward, the way to complete our projects, our tasks, to reach our goals, to really be in harmony with this cycle of creation, right, with the Four of Wands here, very special card. We have to go intuitively forward. And intuition is a blending of thinking and feeling, right? That's kind of a new way of looking at it, I think. Because we have, right, we have the thinking and we have the feeling. We need to balance it. We need to maybe tap into our feeling a little bit more. And that'll help us make decisions not solely based on logic, but decisions based on intuition, based on this blending of thinking and feeling, right? A harmonious heart-mind, right? Like the Chinese would say. That is that is a resonance within ourselves, right? That is kind of that's a blending of these energies. It's a unification of these energies that I think creates the perfect kind of antenna for the intuition, for the spiritual divine messages, right? Which is very much what this Two of Swords is about. It might be a decision that we have to make, and it's in the position of what's ahead of us. So maybe we're thinking, okay, well, this task is, we're wrapping it up. What comes next? Right? What comes next? Now, what is it that you're working on? Well, we've got the Prince of Pentacles. This is the builder. This is kind of this is like the contractor, right? Has the plans, has the blueprints, has the job, right? Has kind of secured the contract with this one, and now is just building according to plan, right? And what you're building, I think, is your own life. I mean, you're kind of contracted with yourself almost. But this is part of a larger project, part of a larger plan for your life, okay? Maybe this literally has to do with a job, a temporary job, or like a contractor kind of job that you have. But it's part of the bigger picture. So I don't know what this particular job is, but I know that this is one step in a larger plan for you, right? So while you are, I think, doing something that is kind of pretty labor intensive, right? It feels like there's a lot of muscle that's going into whatever it is. But you are at the same time building your long-term future, right? You're committed to the present moment in order to secure the long-term goals, okay? And I think that you're wrapping up a particular project now, and we're trying to hone in, we're trying to find the right next move, okay? Let's do our I Ching reading for this Justice or Adjustment card. Anytime we have a single major arcana card, we do an I Ching. Well, now we might have to do two of them. Let's see what we have. Well, we've got 36 and 19. Okay, I like 36, brightness hidden. Constancy in hardship bears fruit. Constancy in hardship bears fruit. Interesting. So even if it is difficult, and maybe, hardship, right? That's kind of what we see with the 7. I said at the beginning that you're looking for something that might be more challenging. This card's in the position of your environment, you see. So maybe this is the hardship now. Maybe this is, you're finding it very difficult to continue with this particular aspect of the project, this particular contract or commitment. You know you need to wrap it up with the 4 of Wands, but it's difficult. Constancy in hardship bears fruit. Stay the course, right? Whatever you're involved with now that is starting to seem kind of difficult and you're having some feelings about it, stick with it, finish it, see it through, all right? And it will be fruitful for you. The text on the back here, it says, since others do not share your standards or insights, it's dangerous to let the light of your character shine freely. Perhaps you have been injured, or perhaps you fear injury. Searching for a stronger position in this situation is not an option. Instead, stay true to the light and keep it burning by hiding it away, right? Chambering your embers. We talked about that the other day. When no one is looking, who are you? How do you safeguard that light? Interesting with this one. It does seem to me like maybe you're having some doubts about this current commitment that you're in, right? The recommendation is for you to just kind of stay humble, stay quiet, keep your nose down, and finish it. Finish what you started, see it through, and then we can. I think first of all we're going to be experiencing some unexpected results, right? I kind of feel like you want to abandon something right now, that we're kind of looking at it with this 7 of Wands and saying, I don't like. Maybe it is the case where others don't really share your standards, right? Like the I Ching says. So I kind of feel like we want to just kind of cut our losses and go a different way. I believe what's being conveyed here is that if you stick with it and you see this through until the end, you're going to receive like some really unexpected benefits of it. The rewards could be a lot greater than what you thought. It will be well worth you seeing it through till the end. Okay. Now we also had a second I Ching hexagram. Number 19, nearing. Creating success from the source. Again, constancy bears fruit. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay the course with this project or this situation or this job or whatever it is. And it's going to be worth it. Arrival at the 8th month means a pitfall. 8th month, I don't know if that has to do with August. Maybe 8 months from when he started this. Let's see what the commentary is. The greater spirit draws near in an ongoing process of growth as you simultaneously pay patient attention and take responsibility. Harvest happens during the 8th month, but it isn't the end of the process of growth. Stay present to the ongoing cycle and do not only focus on the results. How does this want to grow? How can you take responsibility for its development? And what would your greater self do? I like that last part, greater self. What does our intuition tell us to do? Right? So it's interesting. We have both of these, the hexagrams say that we should continue doing what we're doing. The one idea here is that even when this situation reaches completion, right? We've got this Four of Wands, and this is about the finishing of something, right? This is the completion of a cycle, of a phase, the completion of a single contract, right? A single go-round. It's not the end, right? This is the card of cycles. What ends, something else begins. And so this is right along with number 19, nearing. So we're getting closer to that finish line. And I think there are some unexpected benefits here. I think it's kind of to me it feels like when we reach the end of this, it's something that we want to quit, right? We're starting to not care about getting it done. I think once we do finish it, if we can stick with it, it'll be such like fortune and fame, right? That we'll wonder, why did I even consider quitting? I can't believe that I entertained the thought of not finishing this, right? But from that point, when we do complete this particular project, it's important for us to not merely, like this is indicating, it isn't the end of the process, right? So we have to stay present to the ongoing cycle. This is the ongoing cycle. And not only focus on results, right? Because I think the results that we're getting, for one thing, is this Four of Pentacles down here. This is the general energy that we end up with, I think, right? And this is the idea of kind of securing your fortune, right? Creating a nice stability for yourself. This is kind of a card that says you don't have to worry about anything ever again, right? And this is what we're after. This is what we're kind of feeling here. But we know that this is only a Four of Pentacles. There's more pentacles, right? There are more discs to explore. This has to grow, right? This isn't the end of the line. We've got a Four of Wands, a Four of Pentacles. It seems perfect. Fortune, glory, fame, abundance, right? Success, stability. But if we rest here, then we're asking for trouble. We have to continue pushing forward. We have to know what comes next, right? And that, I think, is, that's what the I Ching is saying, but then that's also what this Two of Swords is saying by way of our intuition, our thinking and our feeling kind of blending together. Now, the Princess of Cups here, we kind of talked about that. I think that you are starting to have certain feelings about the current situation and thinking that it's just not on the same. It's like pulling teeth with these people, right? No one's on the same page, and like the I Ching says, maybe they don't share your beliefs, your values. So we're starting to feel a certain way about it, okay? I think we need to explore our feelings a little bit deeper, because these are underneath the surface, right? We're not so in touch with our feelings right now. We need to open up a little bit more communication with how we feel about things. The Knight of Swords up here this is kind of almost our impulsive decision making. We kind of feel drawn towards just like cutting it off, just quitting, just handing in the notice, just do it, kind of an impulsive decision, right? So we need to balance this out a little bit more, and I think that's why these cards are in this position. We're doing a little bit more impulsive thinking. It's kind of a fiery thinking instead of some practical feeling. So we need to do a little bit less of this, a little bit more of this. And together, I think we'll have a good idea of what our next move should be. Now, the I Ching is very clear. It says, finish this project. You're going to gain an awful lot from it. And then you can decide how to grow, how to expand even further from this. Okay? And it is going to require a renewed effort. So we have an ace here. We're skipping over the 7. I think we already talked about that in the environment. It's a difficulty. It's an opposition I think we feel with the people around us involved in this situation. It's kind of the idea that we're at odds with the environment right now. Okay, this is a challenge, and we're thinking of kind of just giving up on it. It's not worth it. Well, I think the idea here is that it is worth it, and if you can stick through till the end, you will see that it's worth it. Now, the next card is the Ace of Wands. It's in the position of what you don't want, or it's in the position of the difficulty. And I think the difficulty here, one, is to just somehow muster the will to continue this thing, right? To somehow generate enough enthusiasm and enough just motivation to go and do this and wrap this thing up, right? This is also the idea of kind of what comes next, right? And it's the difficulty. In some ways, this is the end, right? I almost wish we didn't have another card at the end here. I wish this was the final outcome. That with all of this, we're wrapping this up, and then something does come next. That it's through the process of finishing one thing that we get the idea for the next thing, right? And we can see how we're going to grow these 4s into something even greater. Right. So this is the goal that we're after. This is kind of the promise that says, look, if you finish this, not only are you going to really feel this kind of physical, financial stability from it, I think this is real fortune and fame. This is the key word for the 4 of Pentacles is earthly power, right? It's kind of the fortune and fame card. But that's not the end of the path. We need to then begin the next phase. We need to continue this process of growth, right? So this should be the end of the reading, but it's not. There's still this Prince of Swords to talk about. This is air on air. This to me is kind of talking a little bit more about a balanced air. To me, it represents the Gemini energy. And Gemini, not in the sense of having two sides, right? Not the thinking and the feeling being kind of split. Not us taking things apart, dissecting things, analyzing things, or splitting things. But the Gemini idea of unification, right? Unification, unifying your heart and your mind. And see, we even kind of have with this is a Libra energy. We have the idea of unification, weighing things against a common purpose, a common goal, a common belief and value. Right? We've got that Ace of Swords here, and everything that we do, we kind of judge against that Ace of Swords. Is this in line with my purpose? Yes or no? Right? And so we have this even with the Two of Swords, we have this idea of kind of two things, balancing them, weighing them, judging them, analyzing them, deciding on them. And then we have the idea of the kind of unification of those two. So I think that this is kind of a clarity that you're going to be experiencing, right? And I think we're not going to get here until we follow through with what we've already committed ourselves to and see how the ending of this thing is really opening up a brand new beginning for you. Okay, let's look at the mystery card. Thank you, Mr. Ed. This is the point of the reading where I'll ask you to try to connect with these images and these energies. Let's see if we can raise our vibrations and exercise our intuition together. Okay. I would like to see a continuation of this earth energy. So you're going to have fire, fire, fire. We've got our air, air, and air. Maybe some water. Maybe this will be some water energy. But I'm kind of looking at the earth, and then where's our next, right? Where's the next phase of the earth energy, right? So I think that's what I'm looking for, something in the suit of Pentacles. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. So this to me it's kind of like through this process of completing, of overcoming the difficult, overcoming ourselves really, right? We're at odds with this thing. We don't want to do it. Let's muster the confidence to get through this thing. And then we can begin like the next phase on this higher level, you know. And then with the earth energy, it's just like we're building our own life up, right? Because we have the Prince of Pentacles, becomes a Four of Pentacles, becomes a Ten of Pentacles. So it's this idea of starting small and getting bigger and bigger. Whereas with the fire energy, it's kind of like it's starting in something that we have to finish. And in order to do that, then we can kind of go back to the beginning and start something new. So we're finishing something somewhere else, but we're really continuing on this growth in our personal, spiritual life, our physical life, our financial, material world. So this is interesting, and Ten of Pentacles to me really is the wealth. This is the picture of your best life. This is basically you building everything in your life that you've wanted, right? What does wealth mean to you? Right? This could be strictly financial, could be health and wealth, But this is the picture of your best life. And this, I think, is the promise that, hey, if you focus on these energies, right, then you really are making a lot of progress toward this best life. And this is what it's all about, right? This is the kind of life that we all want to live. We want to reach our goals. We want to feel successful and accomplished, right? And that's going to mean different things to different people. But I think you've got a real opportunity now to make a lot of progress toward this. All right. Now we are going to do an extended reading, Gemini. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. New readings for Gemini every Tuesday and Friday. I want you to remember, Gemini, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and I'll see you again very soon.